Hello, hello, and welcome back to the Roadish Podcast. My name's Rune, and as always, I have with me Armand.
Hello.
Wow, enthusiastic as always. Great
Oh,
start. Well done.
I was
Beau-
drinking water, man.
Great timing, great time. After asking about 4 times if you're ready to start. Anyway, we have so not to say we took a week off. We didn't take a week off, okay? I'm just massively inconsistent. As you can tell, we're moving the podcast days to Fridays because I finish work early on Fridays and because I do everything on the back end for my side of things. We're gonna move it to Fridays. Are you still good with that?
Yes, I
Okay, that's
can't
fine. We're gonna
object. I can't object as long as I don't do much.
Yeah, you do fuck all. You literally turn up, I click record, and I sort it all on my end, and I can't do anything else at the same time. It's amazing. It's amazing for you.
Yeah, but you don't let me edit. I want to edit, but you're like, no, I will edit.
If you want to edit, we're not getting into this argument now, okay? Fuck off. But anyway, we're moving to Fridays because I finish work early on Fridays. It gives us a little bit more time to be able to get it done. We're actually recording this on the same day that it goes up, and
Because of how
hopefully
prepared
everything
we
is
are.
exactly always prepared, mainly because of blame Tarkov. It's always to do with Tarkov. Um, but they will be more prepared in the future anyway. We'll just get round to it at some point. Is this? Do you know what episode this is?
10.
Is this episode 10? So with episode 10, I think I've said this before. Can you remember what I said about episode 10?
Not a fucking clue.
Of course you don't remember. That's fine. So where we have all the socials in the description of all the videos and whatnot, I have this thing where people will plug things like Twitch streams or YouTube channels or Instagrams or this that and the other. They'll plug it of this like weird perpetuating loop, but they don't actually have any content. And I hate that. I hate that you can't like you'll go to a channel or something. There'll be like one video, and it's like okay, cool, like well done, you've done one video. I like taking a little bit of a step back, putting out some content, seeing if it grows organically on its own, and then taking it to advertising afterwards. So this is where you're going to come in. Okay, I
Of
want
course.
more stuff posted on other socials because we've said about doing like Reddit stuff and Instagram stuff, and I don't even know what other socials we've got, but they're out there.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Instagram got banned.
our Instagram got banned. How
Yes.
did I not know about this? You haven't told me.
I tried to log on to it and it's like, your account has been deleted. I'm like, okay,
What the
sure.
fuck? And you decided you didn't tell me this shit. Hang on, hang on. Let
No,
me.
because it happened so long ago, and then you took your 40-week break, and then I forgot about it.
40-week break. Hang on. Let me just. I'm just logging in. Hang on.
Because they give accounts back after a while, because there was this big banning spree for no apparent reason.
It's fine. I'm on it now. It's here. There's nothing wrong with it. It fucking
Well,
freaked me out.
it told me it was banned, okay?
Okay, no, I've got it here. Everything's fine. The Instagram still exists. Don't worry to the 0 followers that are over on Instagram. Anyway, there'll be more stuff posted on hopefully things like the stories and some background stuff. Instagram is essentially going to be like a photo dump of lots of different things. It will be, I don't know, selfies of us doing different stuff if it ends up being podcast related. I'm going to do some stuff of like how we record and all that kind of thing. I'll do some small things on there. I'm going to leave it
And
mainly up to you if that's all right, because you have way
yeah,
more time than I do. Uh,
yeah.
but there will be
Unfortunately, I
stuff.
have a lot of time.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. So there will be stuff posted on there. It'll be reasonable quality, but don't expect some sort of weird theme because we're not going to do that. It's just going to be essentially like a free Patreon, few behind the scenes things, just some extra content for you guys, anyone that does want it. But there'll be stuff posted over there. We'll probably do the same type of thing with Reddit because in the future it'd be cool to do like an AMA or something. Um,
Mm.
I know for a brief period of time that when I was doing Twitch streams that we
Wait,
did every first Thursday of the month, I believe, and we did a live
mm.
version of it. It was fine, but I mean, it was no different from me doing a normal stream, so we kind of dropped that quite quickly. Um, I think that's all the news. That's all
Yeah,
the
but
news I can think of.
you told me you had news about yourself.
Well, I had the power issue. So I, for anyone who doesn't know, where I'm currently living, um, I have
It's a shithole.
one. It's not a shithole. It's perfectly fine. It's great. I'm not material, so I don't have all these things to be able to put everywhere. So it doesn't really matter. But I have one plug socket, and it started to overload because I was using my PC and powering my TV and charging my phone, all that kind of thing. It started to overload slightly. I actually had to take it apart earlier today to get the PC to turn on, so that was fun. Um, But no, that's the I I remember saying that there was another bit of news, but I can't quite remember what it is, if I'm totally honest. It's one of those things that I tried to hold back on saying certain things. Um,
Mm.
at some point, we may go over how much of a shit show Twitter has become, because that's been something for anyone who's been keeping track of it. Elon,
I don't understand people's obsession with Twitter. Okay, I don't get it. Okay, I don't.
what do you mean the obsession over Twitter?
Like, but so many people on Twitter and commenting
Hmm.
about shit. It's like I went on Twitter twice and it's like this shit's boring.
It's not boring. It depends on what social circles you put yourself into. It's it's a way to be able to communicate with people that you wouldn't have otherwise, but because it's such a big like social media in general, there's always stuff going on. You just have to be not say in the right circles, you just have to be in circles and stuff happens and you find out like it's where people immediately throw their thoughts. So it's like, okay, I can get some different info that I wouldn't have got from other places, especially if there's particular people that you follow elsewhere. Um,
Mm, fair
oh,
enough.
the other bit of news, I have massively cut down on smoking. I'm You probably hear it every so often during this stream, but I've moved on to vapes. Thank you, Summer, for introducing me to these particularly tasty vapes. For anyone who wants to know, they're crystal bars. They're probably not the healthiest. It's still not as like it's not like cutting smoking out completely, but
Breathe.
I do breathe air. I breathe air most of the day. Just I need to get off the smoking. Okay, I'm not advocating for it. Don't do it. It's fucking awful. But I'm getting there. I've done a hell of a lot better. I now don't smoke from, like, a certain time, so, like, I pick a like, it's arbitrary, but I'll pick a time and be like, "Right, from now, I'm just done. I'm done for the evening." Had a few headaches here and there, not gonna lie, same as last time when I tried, and that didn't last too well because I had a really shit week, but excuses, excuses, excuses. Uh, I think that's it. For news on my end, that's about it. Any news on your end? Anything new going on? What's going on in life?
Uh, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna be honest. Life's been good lately. You know, like
Yeah?
it's not like necessarily like something good's happened. It's just an assemble of things. Like everything's going great.
A
You
series of
know,
fortunate events.
exactly, exactly. Like there's nothing specific that's like, oh, because this thing has happened, I'm having a good day. No, it's like that's happened and this came together and then I'm doing well there and then this is going on and like all together I'm doing well.
Good.
So
Anything,
so
specific wise? Like, is there something that comes to mind you're like, "Oh, yeah, this was a good event."
I mean, like right, as I'm improving relationships with people,
Okay, always good.
because right in my past years I have had very poor relationships, and even with the few people that I had, like friendships or whatever, they
Mhm.
went the best. Like I obviously had some good friends there, you know, been friends like years upon years, but no, I wasn't good with everyone.
Okay.
But now, as like I'm starting to become not necessarily more sociable, I was always sociable, but improving relationships with a large group of people.
Okay. That's always good. Yeah, growing a social circle and all that kind of thing. Or is it just improving on the friendships that beforehand were more like acquaintances? That's the one.
Yeah.
Or which one? The
Like
first one or the
in
second one, you
the
idiot?
second, the second, the
Okay.
second one,
The
the second one, the latter.
the latter, yeah. Okay. Well, that's all yeah, that I would say that's probably maybe slightly more valuable, like improving on the friendships you have rather than just going out and making 100 new friends. It's like it doesn't really count.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And I'm turning enemies into, well, friends. Which is
Okay.
good. People I used to beef with are now like sit and talk, you know, in a civilized manner, and we're not at each other's throats constantly, which is good.
Okay.
Obviously good.
Yeah, that's always good. Okay. Um, so with that, okay. Um, we're gonna try and think of a way of doing this because you sent over. This gets onto something that we've had. I wouldn't say a disagreement, but like differences on in opinion wise. As you can probably tell from the title, we're going over an Andrew Tate controversial clips or the most controversial clips supposedly. Um, I haven't watched this. I've watched the first like few seconds because I wanted to see what the volume level was like. But you've sent over a like a montage essentially of some Andrew Tate clips, and we're gonna, I guess, do like a live reaction to them.
Yeah.
Okay. So have you got the video open as well?
Should one of us maybe screen share so then we watch at the same time? Or how
Yeah,
do you
I can,
wanna?
I can do that. That's fine. I can do that now. So
Okay.
when we set this up, let me just pick the right one. Cool. Have you got it on here?
Yeah, it's open.
Okay, I'm gonna do a quick playtest to make sure that the sound is all right.
Yep, sounds good.
All good? Yeah, you can hear it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Everything's good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not too sure on how the sound is going to come across. If I need to, and there's some weird editing stuff going on, then forgive me because I'm gonna have to try and edit the video that we're going to be watching into the obviously for the audio listeners and that kind of thing. Video wise, I'm not going to play the video in the background. It will just be the audio, which I'm sure you guys can live with. That's perfectly fine. So we're going to go through and try and do like clips at a time. The first one is a little bit long. Let the whole clip play, and then try and pause it at a reasonable time. Uh, and then we'll just do like our genuine thoughts over it. Really. I've listened to a
Yeah.
few seconds of this first one. I'm not actually sure what it's about. The caption here is "Let me tell you, Chen," which I'm guessing Chen is the interviewer. Um, but yeah, we'll go through and see what we think. So I'll do the first one, and then I'll pause it at the end, but I'll let the whole thing play. Sound good?
Yep.
Sweet. Cool. Here we go.
Let me change that. You will only even acknowledge he exists if he's ignored how he feels 99% of the time before that. Because if he was sad most of the time before that, he never would have got to a place where he could attract a woman like you. The man who works in Starbucks, who's sad all the time, you won't reply to him. Neither will any other female. So for women to come along and pretend they give a about the fact that most men are basically invisible. There is not a female on the planet who's invisible today. You can be a 4, overweight, fat, you'll still go to the club and get attention. 99% of the men go to the club and nobody even fucking talks to them. If they try and talk to a girl, they get blanked and ignored and told to most men are absolutely and utterly invisible. This is the truth about masculinity, right? It's very easy for women to sit here and complain about the top 2% of men because I've dealt with this guy, he's arrogant, blah, 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 blah. Most men don't even fucking exist. They send 10,000 DMs and never even get read, let alone replied to. So if you just sit here and say, I'll get a G, a big G, a boss, a millionaire, and let him have a day off, very nice of you. I'm sure you would. But if a guy who wanted to have days off all the time, he never would have got important enough in the first place to attract a woman like you. And that is the reality. As a man, it's player versus player. It's ultimately competitive. And as a man, you have to outcompete the other men who are prepared to get up and do it anyway. That's how it works. There's no such thing as saying, I'm sad, I need 2 weeks off. Not as a man if you want to be important. I mean, if 12 times...
Okay.
I agree with everything that he says there.
Of course, you agree with everything that he says there. But
Right. Let me
is there anything
clarify.
that you could pull apart from it? That what impression do you get from that? Because I think 3 thoughts through what he said there. But go for it.
Right. He obviously says, as a man, it's player versus player, which is very true. You're always competing for something, even though
Okay.
you might not be the competitive type. If you're trying to become successful or rich or just like try to be a high value man, you're
Mhm.
always competing, right? You're always
Yeah.
competing against other men. You're always competing against other people to try and improve yourself, right? And
Okay.
he has a point. 99% of men are invisible. Like, if you don't have something going for you, there's rarely any woman that will go up, that will even decide to talk to you.
Mhm.
And it's the truth. And it's like there's like
Uh, don't don't load it with "it's the truth" because
right,
it's
it's not
it
truth, it's
to
the
him that
past.
might be he's doing it under a lot of subjective assumptions that he sees the world that way, and I'm trying to view it in the way that he would. Because if I'm viewing it in that way, then that's the most charitable way that I can not say pick it apart, but there seemed like a little bit of a contradiction because I'm sure it'll probably be in this clip anyway. Doesn't he have a thing about women going to clubs? Like he has like a really staunch opinion on like no, just what the fuck are you doing? Why are you even in the club?
Mm,
We'll,
no,
we'll get to that bit
we'll get to
anyway.
that.
We'll
We'll get
get
to
to
that.
that. See if it comes up anyway. But shouldn't he be like championing this kind of rhetoric? The way that he's talking is like, yeah, you are competing. Go out there, do better. Like, it's. I don't think I haven't necessarily. Yeah, I have an issue with the message to some degree, but it's the way that he's saying it rather than what he's saying. He
Oh
should
no,
be championing this and being like, no, no,
he's
you
making
are
a
invisible. You should go to the gym. Get like be constantly self-improving, be the one that stands out in that. Surely that's the message he should be pushing
no,
rather
but
than
he's
what
trying
the
to
fuck are you
make
doing?
a point because he's saying you don't get 2 weeks off because you're sad. because he
I don't
says
know
that
if
you don't get a day off, um, like if you want to be at the top,
Mhm.
because early in the interview, this woman he's obviously interviewing
Yeah.
says, "Oh yeah, I would get with this guy, and he can, he can feel whatever, he can be whatever, he can have days off. It's not a problem." And he
Mhm.
proceeds to say what he said, saying that you can't have a day off if you want to attract a woman. I value woman like the one in the video. That's what he was trying. That's the point he was trying to put.
I won't go off of, like, what she could have said because obviously the clip is taken from what he's excuse me, specifically just what he said. So I'll respond to what he said because I don't know the full context of the whole thing.
Oh yeah,
Um, and there could be something that's being massively missed, but that doesn't take away from what he should be saying in that sentence or like what he should be saying in that context. It should be, yeah, you're competing. You're competing with other people. If you want to get that attention, you should be doing it. Because I think every guy could be a 6 or 7. Like for someone who like I don't say I interact with a lot of people. I have interacted with a lot of people in the world. Like you don't need to do an awful lot to be attractive. Surprisingly, I think there's this weird myth that you need to be on top of your game all the time, constantly like representing the best person ever. Because I think most guys can be a 6 or a 7 easy. Like take a shower, get a decent haircut, smell nice. Like you'll be surprised at how far that goes because you've already taken some self care, and self care is massive.
yeah,
After that,
yeah.
it then falls on you. Like, yeah, it is okay, if you're gonna be sat inside all day, yeah, you're not gonna be attractive to anyone because you're you're not putting yourself out there in the best of light, but maybe that's not what you're after in that particular circumstance. I don't know if he's trying to I don't wanna say the word adequate? I'm not too sure. When he says sad, is he saying about, like, depression or, like, someone who possibly has, like, a mental illness?
I don't know what he's referring
No.
to.
I'm not too sure either. But even if you were to just take it as it is, it's like there are still people in the world who will have millions and be the best that they possibly can do, and they're fucking miserable. Like I know people that are reasonably well off money wise. Not many, to be fair, not many. Um, there's one particular famous guy that's around my area that he's massively into cars. So I can't. I've had a few conversations with him, but he's not someone that I would call a friend or anything like that. And he's fucking miserable. But he's always putting his best foot forward all the time. Like he's got a wife and a big house. I think he has two or three kids. I can't quite remember. Um,
Mm.
I can't. How do I say it without revealing who he is? He owns a lot of Ferraris. He has a name that's like references that. Um, and it not as in like a jokey kind of way, as in like he collects Ferraris is what he does and what he's like fairly well known for. But he's fucking miserable. He's always got something that's like on his mind and stressed. So I feel like yeah, you
Yeah,
can
but
still have the 2 weeks off and be successful.
that comes with a certain amount of wealth. Like you get to a certain amount of wealth, and you come to the point
Mhm.
where your money creates you more problems than it creates you benefits.
Yeah, of course. There's going to be some weird arbitrary line for everyone, so it's so subjective. It's like, again, this seems to loop back to me that the message he should be pushing at that time is do yourself a favor, do some self care, take care of yourself, like almost like in a Jordan Peterson kind of way. Even though I fucking hate him as well because he doesn't do any prescriptions, but like clean your room, sort yourself out, tidy yourself up, put your best foot forward as much as you can. But if you're not specifically after that, then fine. That's also your choice to do so. I don't know. It just seems like the messaging is more aggressive than it needs to be. Of like, rather than shitting everyone below you or who you consider to be below you, why don't you just bring everyone up at the same rate? Be like, actually, no. These are the things that you can do. Like, give me some sort of advice. Like, you're the one on top. You're the one that people are going to give me some advice to put me in that position. Like,
Well, he's not.
or
He's
just
not shitting on anyone.
well, it's
He,
the
he
tone. It's the tone of what he's saying of like, you can't have fucking 2 weeks off if you're sad. And it's like, hang on a minute. If someone has like a bit of a mental issue, then fine. We rectify that through the means and ways that we do have it. It just seems like for the type of business that he advertises, surely it should be like more encouraging. Be like, right, this is what you can do. This is my advice because I'm already there. I know what I'm fucking talking about because I'm there. Like, not to say that his particular story will apply to everyone, because it won't. It'll be so massively different. But it'd be like, right, I'm gonna fucking encourage you. I'm gonna be the spotter at the gym. I'm gonna be that guy like on the side of the marathon, making sure that cheering you on kind of thing, rather than maybe just shit on the guy that works at Starbucks. I don't know.
Anyway, continue.
But yeah, do you want to do the next clip? Yeah, we'll do the next one.
Yep.
And if 12 tigers attack me and I'm
Sorry. What the fuck is this analogy started as? If 12 tigers attack. Okay, hang on. We'll do the whole thing. I said I'll do the whole thing.
to defeat 11 in unarmed combat with my Aikido, and the last tiger gets my neck, that's a fine way for Tate to die.
That's it. That's the clip. That's a fine way for him to. What world are you being physically mauled by 12 tigers? Okay, I'm gonna bit of a meme, but like, okay, that seems so internet tough, guys. I'm in a situation with 12 tigers. I'm okay, cool, mate, cool.
I think what
insane.
he's trying to say there is that if he's outnumbered and he manages to take down a whole bunch of them, and then he dies towards the end, he believes it's a fine way to die because he has died in battle and he hasn't died stupidly.
Yeah, but you just okay. Well, Darwin award it, then that's fine. But I'm gonna kind of skirt over that because that just seemed like a bit of a meme to me. That was even if you're like if the odds are stacked against you and you die towards the end, it doesn't make you any less of a failure from the first to the 12th. It doesn't matter. Like I don't know. It just seems strange. Anyway, next clip.
Hey, you cheated, you cheating. It's bang out the machete, boom in her face, and then grip her up by the neck. Like, shut up, bitch!
That was the end of the clip? Jesus Christ. Okay, so the caption on that is Tate's opinion on how to handle a girl. I feel like this is also a little bit of a meme.
Right, that is it has been cut up. The original clip is because he says, "Oh, this is like what I keep next to my bed," and then he gets comments like, "Oh, what if a girl grabs your machete?" Right, and then the clip proceeds from there. He says where the girl like frontals machete, and he simply says, "I slap the machete out of her hand, then I slap her, and then I grab her by the neck and say, shut up, bitch." Sure, it's slightly abusive, you know. I
It's
wouldn't
aggressive,
do
but
that.
I'd say it's maybe like again, it's the framing. If you were to frame it in a sense of like maybe that clip should be a little bit longer in that he's essentially advocating for self-defense. If someone
Yeah,
comes at him, it doesn't
with a
matter who it
machete.
is. That's fine. I think this may be uncharitable in the sense that it says Tate's opinion on how to handle the girl is
Yeah,
also weird
they
wording of girl rather than woman. But okay.
worded it wrong and they cut the clip up just to make him look bad.
Yeah, the clip jumped it. Okay, I'll skirt over. Like it's not a. I don't think this is a genuine or good faith effort to. Because I'm sure there are things that you could attack rather than just clip jumping him. Anyway,
Why would you suck dick for free?
Because I love doing it. What the fuck? I don't like. What the fuck? I love sucking dick. Why would
Yeah, but you have no future with these
it.
men, so why not at least get paid for it, right?
I am getting paid for it on fucking OnlyFans. I don't need them to pay me. I make way more than they could ever give me.
They get paid twice.
Oh, that was it.
Okay.
Okay. But I see both sides. It's like cool.
I
She's already
s-
getting paid for being in the sex work industry, and if she
Yeah.
enjoys something, I don't know. It,
If
it depends on the context. It depends on who she's on about. If it's not that it makes that much of a difference, but like my girlfriend doesn't pay me. Like, it's just like, if we do something, I'm not expecting
Should
some sort
she?
of weird payment. No, of course not. No, it's a give and take because it's if it's something that we enjoy doing, then we're obviously in that situation. But it depends on the context of what that was about. If it's just like a guy that you've hooked up with for that night, well, it's consensual. Fuck it, do whatever. If that,
No, because
I don't see why
what
the
what
financial is
what
in.
what he says is why are you like doing it for free when you could
Yeah,
make money out of it? Because obviously she's doing it to post on her OnlyFans, right?
right.
And then he says, then get paid twice because she says, "Oh, I'm already getting paid on OnlyFans," and it's
Mhm.
like then get paid twice. I mean, I kind of get his point, but I mean, some people enjoy doing some things and are fine
Mhm.
with getting paid less for it, you know, and that's
Yeah,
fine.
I manage a
Like,
team, and some of the people are fine to come in and do their daily work and go home. It's like that's fine. But in what you just said as well, if it does relate to her sexual exploits and then putting them on OnlyFans, she is making money from it. And as I said, yeah, you could be paid twice, but it's like then it becomes it's a weird, I'm not saying ethical thing, but like
It's odd.
Paying for a sexual act to be performed kind of takes it into a different framing. Like,
Yeah.
there could be couples on OnlyFans that do sexual content because OnlyFans isn't for sexual content for anyone who didn't know. It's essentially just
Yeah.
it's a paid subscription thing to a OnlyFans. It's meant for like
To get
specific
behind the
fans.
scenes
Yeah,
of
it just
famous
has.
people.
Yeah, of course.
But because it has no restriction on the
Filter.
content that can
Yeah.
be there, then people just like, oh,
Well,
let's make porn because
yeah.
sex
Well,
sells.
sex sells. Sex will always sell. It always has. This is why the advertising industry is as big as it is. But I kind of get what he's saying. But it depends on the context of like who she's doing it with. If she's like collaborating with another OnlyFans creator, they're both making content off of that. Like I wouldn't pay someone. Okay, it doesn't really make too much sense at the moment. But like if a guest were to come here, we don't pay them, but we make the content out of it.
Yeah.
So, and they're doing the same. They're making the content. It goes onto a subscription-based service. It's like you don't have to pay for it, but I suppose depending on your production costs and whatnot, maybe that would be counted into that. But then when it comes to sexual encounters, asking someone to be paid or a transaction of money in that kind of goes into a different weird gray area. I don't know. It's odd, but
Yeah.
I still stand by something that the Joker said. If you're good at something, you don't do it for free. That's fair enough. But maybe a little bit off topic for this one. Anyway, so next clip. It starts with "I don't believe" if the clip starts at a weird sound time.
I don't believe in depression. Don't message me about depression because I don't believe in it. If you're asleep in your bed in the middle of the night and you hear a noise and you believe in ghosts, now you're afraid. But if you don't believe in ghosts, it's the wind and you go back to sleep. You give the ghosts power by believing in them. Your house is only haunted if you believe in ghosts. Belief is a powerful thing. If I were to stand in front of you and I were to tell you that I could punch you as hard as I can in your sternum, and I could fracture it and send a splinter into your heart, would you allow me to try? You wouldn't, because you know I believe I can. I believe I can hurt any man on the planet, and that's why people are afraid of me. And you believe depression is a crippling disease, and that's why you're afraid of it.
So many things don't make fucking sense in that.
Okay.
I'll let you go. I'll let you go first. Go for it.
I'm start from the beginning of the clip. Depression isn't real when he says that. It's
He doesn't
it
believe
gets
in it. Not that it's not real. He doesn't believe
right.
in it. He uses his actual words.
No, he does actually say it's not real. Depression is not a real thing.
Yeah, but he didn't say that in this clip, so I'm not going to apply that.
He did. Roll back the clip.
Hang on. Okay, let's get. I don't believe where's the beginning of it.
I don't believe in depression. Don't message me about depression because I don't believe in it.
Oh yeah. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah. It's all I don't believe in depression, not that it doesn't exist. As I don't believe in it.
Okay. Anyway, so he has a point. I know many people that say, "Oh, I'm depressed." And you are not depressed. You are stupid, and you believe you are depressed because it's your only excuse to you being a sub-average human being that underachieves and everything. Because you believe you're depressed, and that's your excuse. Oh, I'm depressed. That's why I am doing this and this. No, you're a lazy bitch that can't get his ass in the fucking gym or to school because you're lazy. You're not depressed. You're lazy. So I 100% agree with him. Depression to some degree is an absolutely made up thing. Yes, there are people who are clinically depressed, but even so, you don't need to be on medication. You can get out of clinical depression by simply starting to take care of yourself. Because most clinically depressed people don't actually take care of themselves. They just sit in bed all day and do nothing. And of course, you're going to be depressed. You
I'm
ain't doing shit.
letting you dig into a hole to a certain degree, but I have to stop you at this point. Okay, so we'll differentiate. There are people that will attention seek online and virtue seek and will say, "I have this, and put however many things that they want to put in their Twitter bio. Has it been diagnosed? No, I'm not really going to be too fussed on it. There are plenty of people who will show symptoms. I hate self-diagnosis because self-diagnosis doesn't work. You can't diagnose yourself. You can recognize symptoms and you take it to someone who's a medical professional.
Yeah, like, it's so
Depression
retarded,
is
bro.
no, because then you've got depression
No,
is a chemical imbalance.
self-diagnosis. I'm talking
Yeah,
about
self-diagnosis.
self-diagnosis.
Yeah. So depression is quite clearly exists because we have medication for it. Like, and not to say that answers all of it. It's a chemical imbalance that we've recognized, and it's the majority of the what the not to say authority figures, but in the medical field, the majority have agreed and come to a consensus. That's the word I was thinking of. There's a consensus in the medical field that this thing exists and we medicate for it appropriately, depending on what that person needs. Doesn't always work because some people have different chemical imbalances and whatnot. For the further point of view, saying they stay in bed and they don't do anything all day, yeah, that might be a result of the depression, not that they're using that as a crutch to lie upon, because that will do so. We know that men are at risk most from killing themselves, and more often than not, it's because of what I would say figures like this that don't let you talk about what the fuck is going on. Is why a lot of veterans killed themselves because they have PTSD, but it's not manly to talk about what's going on inside your head. If you're fucked, you have a chemical imbalance on top of that, it's going to make you do fucking insane things. This is why people with like PPT or like ADHD or anything like that, it's in DSM-5, I think now possibly DSM-6. Um, the We medicate for it because we recognize that it is an illness, that is something that people struggle with. It's shown back in the numbers of people killing themselves or unable to do certain things to the level that we call them disabled, and we put them into a different category of human being. And we try to rectify it best we can with any sorts of not to say just medication, but there are other like social factors involved in why that happens. Um,
Mm.
a lot of it can come down to that. If he doesn't want to believe in it, that's fine, but he's going against medical consensus. And at that point, not to say I can write this off, but I don't know if he has a PhD or a doctorate, especially in the medical field. He might, I don't know, he could be a doctor of the fucking stars for all I care, but it doesn't mean he can comment on something that he's ill-informed about. Just because he doesn't believe in it doesn't mean that it's not something that doesn't exist that we medicate for, because it obviously affects quite a lot of people, if anything, men as well. If people are finding themselves in that kind of situation, then you should seek help for it. I've done the same. I've had to do it in the past. I've never been diagnosed as depressed, so I haven't said I'm depressed. You can feel depressed without being like having depression. There's two different things there. It depends on the wording that you want to use. The last bit that he said is because it's demonstrationable. So I'm writing off the first bit almost by using what he just said. He believes he can hurt other people. That's fine. He has that belief, and it's probably true. I'm pretty sure he's got a fighting background to
Yes.
some degree. Yeah,
Four-time world kickboxing champion.
yeah. So he's obviously able to harm other people. That's fine. That's demonstrationable that you're able to harm other people. We can also demonstrate that depression has an effect on human people in people's lives, and we take steps to avoid that. In the case of him fighting, we avoid fighting him. We'd be like, if you want to punch me in the sternum and shatter my rib into my heart, that is a possibility. That is demonstrationable by the fact that other people have been punched in the sternum and bits of bone have stabbed their heart, punctured a lung, started like internal bleeding. It's demonstrationable. We can show it exists. We can do exactly the same for depression. We know that men kill themselves more often than women do. Um, it maybe plays into why veterans are treated the way that they are and they end up homeless. Like, not to say more often than not, because I don't have the numbers on that. But his personal belief in it doesn't take away from that it exists in the real world. So seems weird for him to comment on something that it seems ignorant. That's the only thing I can say. It's like, that's fine, be ignorant for a bit, but then just become more informed afterwards. And again, his messaging should be learn more, improve yourself, expand your knowledge. That's it. And then you'll be able to have a prescription for it and be like, right, you've got this thing, get medicated. It will help you get to the gym.
Fair enough.
Um,
My next
so
clip.
I was gonna say, if we want to do if we want to do any more of these, then we'll do them in the next episode because it's already been half an hour.
Oh, come
we-
on! I was having fun over here.
okay, we'll do one more. We'll do one more. Let
Yeah.
me find where the end of this actual clip is. Right, so we'll do the last clip, and then if people want to hear more of this in the future, I don't know why they would, but maybe our input on it. But then yeah, let us know. Comment down below. Maybe you'll even see some stuff over on the other socials. But this is the last clip.
What would you do if I wanted to start an OnlyFans?
I don't think there's anything intrinsically wrong with women doing OnlyFans, as long as I had influence and control over it.
What do you mean? Doing a video photographer and get the angles, yeah?
No. I'm not doing any real work, but just like taking all the money. Huh? If my chick said I want to do OnlyFans, I'm like, all right, then cool, go do it. How much you made? 10 grand, all right, give me 8. All right, cool.
Why would, what woman is going to give you 8 grand?
You're my woman, you're doing OnlyFans, you're selling my product. What the fuck?
Your product?
Yes,
The
correct.
woman, she's not
Next
your
question.
possession. No. I don't know if you're being serious.
I'm totally serious. How would I let my chick do OnlyFans and keep all the money? That's disrespectful.
What woman is ever going to give you that?
Then she better not do OnlyFans. Duh.
Meme? Has he
No.
clocked out by this point of the interview? I feel like he's clocked out and he's like, I'm just going to give the idiot answer. I know that this is what he started his business. I don't know if he started this business on, but I know that was a part of what he used to do.
he had a webcam business for a while. He has a point, even though
He absolutely does not have a point. He even admitted it himself. I'm not going to do any of the work, but I'm going to take the money.
right.
So fuck off then. If you don't work for it, you don't get it. End of.
No, here's what I think he meant, and here's how I interpret.
Okay, interpret it. Yeah, go for it. How you interpret it.
So how I've seen it is, you are like my girlfriend or my wife or my partner in life, right? And because of the way he views the world, right? He, as he said in there, you are selling my product.
People
Stupidly
aren't
enough.
product. People aren't
I know. Let me
Okay,
finish.
yeah, go for it. Sorry.
So how he sees it is, you are my girlfriend, and I believe you should be loyal to me, and I should be the only one having access to seeing you naked. But because it's your choice to do OnlyFans, that's absolutely fine. I support you in doing that. But because it is like, I am the only one who has the right to see this because we are both loyal to each other. I believe I should get a large payout because you are sharing things that are mine in a way. Obviously, I'm not saying
go on.
women are objects or they can be owned by men.
Well, that is what he's implying that. He's implying
Hmm.
that they are a product that he owns, that he gets, and he has the right to do. You have the right to do fuck all. He said it himself. Do no work, you don't get paid. End of. You do that in any other work environment. I don't know why this one makes any different. If you don't want to be with someone who's doing OnlyFans, maybe it's just a personal choice. That's fine. But then the lifestyle that he obviously advocates for is bitches, money, cars, whatever. It's like, okay, well then you can't shit on the other person doing exactly that. They're earning money, fine. They're doing it in an industry that you don't necessarily agree with, or maybe you do because you used to do that work. Okay, fine. You don't have to be with that person, or like, no one's going to agree to that set of circumstances. Obviously, as he said, well, don't do OnlyFans. It's like, no, it wouldn't be don't do OnlyFans. It's like, you're treating me as an object that you have like control and rights over, which you don't, because your rights end when someone else's begin. You don't get paid for something that you don't do. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be at my PC and play Tarkov all day and then be like, well, where's my fucking paycheck? It's like, I didn't do any work, so I'm not going to get paid, am I? Like, again, it's the messaging of, not to say it should be encouraging, because maybe he doesn't agree with that lifestyle, even though, ignoring the past business ventures, in that he should be advocating for go and do the hard work, get paid for the hard work, and I would say mostly women, because it is mostly women online when it comes to OnlyFans and doing sex work and getting paid for it.
There is a lot of men.
Yeah, I would say that there is a lot, but I'd say the majority is probably women, especially in the
large majority.
Yeah. But then the only reason that they're even getting paid is because there will be men paying for it. So it's a self-perpetuating cycle to some degree. And I wouldn't be surprised, this is complete conjecture, I'm going to make it up, but fuck it, that he's probably subscribed to some people on OnlyFans under some other pseudonym. But like, that's fine.
Maybe he
can
has.
have that. Yeah, it could be possible. Again, it's conjecture type thing, but it's because it's attractive. People want that service. They want that the product of what's provided to them over their phones, PCs, but this, that, and the other. If he wants to advocate against it, then that's fine. But yeah, as I said, I think I've said this third time now. If you don't do the work, you don't get paid. Like, end of. I fucking love capitalism. It has its issues. By all means, it has its issues, and there are things we can fix. But in the grand scheme of things, it's like it's taken the Chinese from subsistence farming to, unfortunately, slave factories. But either do that or subsistence farming, you can crash your country if you feel like it. But yeah, I feel like he slightly clocked out of the interview by that point just because of how abrupt he was being. Because it could have been a really good conversation. That seems
Hmm.
to be my overall from what I get from him is he could have some really in-depth, interesting conversations. But I don't know, he either clocks out or starts memeing. I don't know. I don't know what
I don't know.
the main
Right.
aim of it is. But if
Thank
you,
you
yeah,
for
if
your
people want
time.
to hear any more of this in the future, then by all means let us know. As Armand just said, thank you for sticking around for as long as you did. Appreciate it. All the socials will be in the link in the description. Maybe some
Oh yeah,
shit will be posted. I don't know.
I'm gonna plug myself really hard right here.
That sounds
If you
kind of homosexual, but okay.
right, if you're selling something and you're having trouble selling it, message me, email me. For the right price, I can improve your advert and help you reach a lot more people and sell it faster and for a better price.
If you're on about fucking like drop shipping shit,
No, no,
like
no, 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 no. So
products,
so let's say you're trying to sell your house, right? But you have not a clue how to take pictures or how to write an advert for your house. I'm willing to help you with that, and I believe I have good prices for the services I offer.
okay, well, there's your thing while I vape
Yes.
away in the background. Okay.
Yes.
Anyway, massive thanks to everyone who stuck around. Really, really do appreciate it. Hopefully, everyone's been enjoying the content up until this point. We'll try to be more consistent because we've moved the day till Friday, so that it gives me more time to do so. And other than that, bye.
Goodbye.